is people trying to force their beliefs on others. I used to like the smoking, non-smoking section. That's what I used to like. You know what I mean? Live and let live. And then they took over because you see people from Europe are afraid to come over here now. Oh, California, I can't go there. I cannot smoke. Blah, 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 blah. You've got those people frightened to death. Now, all the people that just applauded about the smoke-free stuff, what really bothers me about you is you're all against people smoking cigarettes, but marijuana seems to be all right. That's okay. Is that a cigarette? Kill him. Marijuana, light up. We've gone from non-smoking, smoking sections to non-smoking and a marijuana section. Smoking or marijuana? I'll have the marijuana. I just feel better there. It's like the law they just passed about, marijuana, the medicinal effects of marijuana, which is fine. I don't want anybody to suffer. I don't think you want to either. If it helps them out, God bless them. But see, the problem is somebody goes to the doctor and they go, I have like this back problem. Marijuana makes me feel good. There's a prescription right there. And also under this law, they're allowed to grow marijuana on their property. Now see, what we're worried about is somebody like Grandma. Might be very economical, grow a few plants, and then like Junior's over there to help her all the time. Grandma, time to shotgun. Well, how's it working out for you, Granny? I feel much better and I weigh 100 pounds more. There's something, weight, health, fat, all this stuff. What's that all about, huh? Friends call me up, hey, you want to go running? I don't run unless somebody's chasing me. In Los Angeles, there's a pretty good chance of that. Let me say something to the men in this audience tonight that are like me. You're getting older, you're getting fatter, the diet's not doing it, the extra large don't cut it. Do what I did, swallow your pride and go to the big and tall man store. I'm back into small sizes. I'm a petite. And I'm not advocating that you abuse these things, but if you have a few drinks, a few cigarettes, a few fattening foods, it makes life so much more enjoyable. Look at it this way. Let's say you're 80 years old, right? And you've been working out all those years, you've been drinking your mineral water, you've been eating your vegetables, and you're 80 years old, and you look great. Who cares? Nobody wants to have sex with you when you're 80. Not even another 80-year-old. When's the last time you seen a hot 80-year-old? Oh, damn, I'd like to tackle that. What if you're 80 years old and you have Alzheimer's? You don't even know you're in good shape. Boy, you are a good audience tonight, aren't you? One of the reasons I wanted to become a comedian when I was a kid, because I would watch them on TV, and they always seemed to be happy. And I always wanted to be happy. And I started reading about comedians, and they travel, and I always wanted to travel. And believe me, when you get an act like mine, you travel. But being a comedian's allowed me to see most of the United States, a lot of Europe and Asia, and it's been very enjoyable, sometimes not real exciting. And I was in Hawaii when they had Hurricane Iniki. It was horrible. And what was funny about that is the next week I had to go to Anchorage, Alaska. I get off the plane and the guy greeting me goes, "Were you the comedian in the hurricane?" "Yeah." "Well, we have an active volcano alert here." There was a big volcano with smoke belching out of it. I said, "This is great. I can read the newspaper. Comedian survives hurricane, killed by volcano." So I get to the condo, I unpack, and I thought, well, I'm going to go out and take a walk and take a look at Alaska. Look outside, there's a wolf out there. I call the condo manager. "Hey, there's a wolf out there." "Well, that's Ray." What do I care what his name is? I didn't travel 2,000 miles to be on a first-name basis with a wolf. "Oh, he's a pet. Just call him to you." This isn't the object of what my desire is. I'm afraid of this thing, so I stayed in the condo all that week because this pet wolf's out running around. I'm not tangling with a wolf. volcanoes, hurricanes. I'm not Hercules. The next week, I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska. Now, this is incredible. Very small city. I can't wait to get out and look around. And the club manager tells me, now listen, don't go on the outskirts of town. There's bears. They'll attack you. What's happening here? He says, sometimes they come in this city and attack people. So this is terrible. He said, well, if one sees you, act like you're dead. I said, brother, I won't have to act. He'll just come over and sniff you for a little while. He's not going to be smelling me long, I'll tell you that. Said he's going to test to see if you're dead or not. He's going to take his paw and bang you in the chest a couple times, but don't make any noise. Do you know how big a bear's paw is? Cracking my ribs make no noise? This is like being married. Oh. So he said, well, if you can't act like you're dead, then find a hill to run down. Now imagine this. You're out here, here's a bear. And you're supposed to say, stop, let me find a hill. I don't know the geography of this area. Why do I want to run down a hill? Well, the bear's front legs are shorter than his back legs, and he can't run down the hill. That's right, he'll roll and be waiting for me at the bottom. A month later, I'm in Miami, Florida, and I'm playing golf. We're next to a canal. I see this thing that looks like a log move. Uh-oh, watch out. I said, what is that? That looks like an alligator. The guy next to me, that's a gator. Keep your eye on that ball. I'm going to keep my eye on that alligator. Brother, that's a handicap right there. And none of these people seem that nervous about any of this. So I said to him, I said, well, I guess, you know, you're sort of comfortable because we can outrun that alligator. Oh, no, no, no. Alligator goes 35 miles an hour, fast as a man, knocks you over with the tail, grabs you with the teeth, drags you under the water, drowns you, and eats you for a couple days. I don't need this information. I came out a crappy golfer. Now I'm winding up a human snack bar. What if the alligator starts to run after you zigzag? Because he can't zig. That's it. Stop. His name is Ray. Run down the hill. It's over. And speaking of animals, of course, the news, I guess, of the month or maybe even the year now is that sheep that they cloned. They're cloning animals, and they're talking about maybe they can clone humans, which I think is a good idea. Because I would like to clone myself. Because I would like to have sex with myself. Hey, I know what I like. I'm going to have a lot of fun and save a lot of time. Here's one for you. Have you been watching this thing on Fox TV, which is sort of turning into a series now? When animals attack humans. When animals attack humans, I think it should be retitled Dumb Humans. Let me tell you when I turn this show off. I'm watching the show. And a husband and wife are going out on a boat, and they're narrating what happened that day, and it shows the husband with a video. Well, it's a beautiful day when me and Becky went out on the boat. And I was videotaping her up there on the bow and everything, and she's seen some underwater life. And it shows these huge killer whales under there. They're killer whales. He's taking the video, and his wife's standing there, and she goes, they were so beautiful and so peaceful. And I wanted to be part of their reality, so I thought I would swim with them. And the husband said, well, it was such a beautiful day, it seemed like a good idea. You know, and it shows her jump in, and he starts videotaping this. And they swim for a little while, and then they start attacking her, and the music plays, and that's when I turn off the television. First of all, if you're with me on a boat and there's huge things under there, we're leaving. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're big, we're out in the ocean, I don't want to deal with this, we're gone. What really offended me about this is her going in there to swim is they're not just whales. They're killer whales. That's the fucking tip-off right there. These are killer whales. And she's surprised that they're attacking her? They started attacking me. She's lucky I wasn't her husband. I would have been throwing after dinner mints in there. There you go, goddammit. That's a videotape I would have replayed over and over.